Hello and good evening, and hope you had a lovely Sunday and a good weekend. I'm glad that you are able to join us again today for another empowering and educative time. My name is Pauline Lehman. I'm the founder of Star Richards Community Initiative. It's a charity organization based in Manchester, and our mission is to raise aspirations and break the cycle of Black people underachievement in education, as well as promote the well-being of African and BME children and their families in the UK. The reason why I'm passionate about education is because I know that education is a gateway to opportunity, to upward social mobility, and to relief of poverty, to relieve our future generation from poverty. And that is why I'm so passionate about helping parents, empowering parents, because research has shown that when parents are strategically and actively involved in their children's studies, the children do a lot better. The children maximize their potential. So thank you for all those who are joining again. And we're going to go straight on, and I'm not going to keep you here too long today. So today we're going to be talking about an important topic. It's about Parents' Evening. It's that time of the year again where Parents' Evenings start to come up in schools. And so sometimes parents go to Parents' Evenings not really prepared, not really knowing what to do. So I can group parents. Hi, I'm really sorry about that. I had a WhatsApp call coming in, and as you know, Facebook Live is done on, using the phone. So I had a phone call that came through, and that is why it was paused. I didn't go away. Hi, Ihoma. Thank you for joining me. So I'm really sorry for that, parents, all those who have joined me today. So I was saying that it's that time of the year where Parents' Evening are starting to come on. Ihoma, can you hear me? Please let me know that you can hear me, because you're asking me if I'm still on. Yes, I'm still on. Can anyone hear me? If you can hear me, please just let me know. Jennifer, Ihoma, can you ladies hear me? Okay, can hear me. Thank you very much for letting me know. I just wanted to make sure that I'm not speaking in the air. So I'm really sorry about what just happened. I had a phone call that came in and it just interrupted the Facebook Live. So I hope there'll be no more interruptions. I'm not going to keep you waiting for too long. So I was just saying before that it's that time of the year where Parents' Evenings start to come up. And a lot of times some parents feel that it's just a tick box activity. So I can group parents into three categories. So we have those parents who actually do not attend Parents' Evening. They think it's maybe a waste of their time, or they could be using the time doing something else. And we have a second group of parents that actually do attend, but they sit down in front of the teacher and they just listen to everything the teacher says and they nod their heads and then they go away and say, "Thank you, miss." And the third group of parents are parents who come to Parents' Evening actually prepared to find out information about how their children are doing. So those are the three categories. Now, as I speak, please try and find out for yourself which category you fall under. So why Parents' Evenings? Parents' Evening are a great, vital opportunity for teachers to be able to tell you about your child's progress. And usually it is reported in two reports are made. One on your child's effort, which is to do with their participation in lessons, which is to do with their how much they complete or how well they complete classwork and homework. So that is effort. And then the achievement too. They're going to tell you about their targets and whether they're meeting their targets or not. So those are the two things and also their behavior. In some cases, when the behavior is extreme, behavior also is reported. But I want to encourage all parents here that if you have been ignoring Parents' Evening, please do not ignore them. Actually attend Parents' Evening and take advantage of that opportunity to know how your child is doing in school so that you can know how to support them. Remember, you and your child's teacher are partners and co-educators in the business of ensuring that your child maximizes their potential while in school. So when you go for Parents' Evening, very important, you must take a notebook and a pen to go with you. Right, so I'm going to share 8 questions, vital questions that you must ask your child's teacher so that you can have a clear picture, kind of holistic picture of how your child is performing in school. So I've split up those eight questions into three categories. The first is the behavior. Now, I want to tell you that usually behavior is reported when it is extreme. In a typical state school, teachers have learned to cope with low-level behavioral low-level disruptions, like children talking out of turn or doing little things that, teachers don't want to invest time in speaking to parents about. They actually pick up their phones to ring you if your child's behavior is really over the top. So you want to find out how your child behaves in lessons towards the teachers and towards their peers. Are they nasty to people? Are they rude to teachers? And so on. So you want to find out, because a child who is disruptive in the lesson, who is not behaving well, is missing out on the learning. I think I've said this before. So you want to ensure that your child is actually in the lesson and is actually behaving. And when the teacher tells you, please do not fight back. There have been parents that come really equipped to fight back, at the teachers. And that is why sometimes teachers are very careful about telling parents exactly what or how their children behave. So be open-minded, hear from them, and when you go home, you can then talk to your child about what happened, what is the behavior like, and then you can kind of work, take it on from that point. So how is your child behaving? Is your child constant? The second question, does my child concentrate in lessons? Is he easily distracted? There are some students that are easily distracted, that find everything funny. Some just get lost in space, are present there in their body, but their mind is somewhere else. So is your child actually focused? Do they pay attention in the lesson? I assure you, parents, that if you play a role, you work in partnership with your child's teacher, they will definitely achieve or maximize even their potential. So that's the first category. Now, the second category of questions you need to ask is to help you understand the level of engagement, of your child's engagement in lessons. Now, this is really important because, as I have said in my previous live streams, that teachers set targets based on how well children do in tests, as well as a teacher's professional judgment of a child's performance. Are they keen to answer questions, or do they just sit down uninvolved? Okay. Do they complete classwork and homework to the highest standard? Are they enthusiastic? Do they answer questions and that kind of thing? So that tells the teacher that this child, even if they're not yet there, I can target them a little bit higher because I know they will be able to do well. So the third question in this category that you want to ask is my child keen to answer questions in class? Now, there are some students that I've taught that are just reluctant and they're really not very interested. You want to know whether your child is really interested and participating in lesson. That shows their level of motivation. So that's the third question. The fourth question is, does my child join in group activities? Some children just sit down and let others do work, especially when, being a science teacher, they work in groups to do experiments. So you want to find out, is this child actually taking the lead? There's lots of opportunities for children to actually lead group activities or give feedback for their group. So is your child actually joining in? So you want to pick up there whether your child is shy or they have issues with lack of self-confidence, and then start to address them. So that is the fourth one. The fifth question, it's key for you to answer, is, does my child complete their classwork and homework to a good standard? I tell you the truth, there are some children that do the bare minimum in the classroom, and doing the bare minimum will definitely not help your child become a high achiever. You want to find out, because sometimes when you take, as a parent, you take your child's book and you look at it, it doesn't make much sense. You don't know, what the teacher taught them. You don't know the level of content. So it's really important that you talk to the teacher to know, how well your child is doing. Sometimes, we will write down in our planners as a teacher, incomplete work, lack of detail, and so on. So if your child is not writing enough detail in their work, then they are missing out on content. And it's important that you know that so that you can address it with your child and you can support them and you can work in partnership with your child's teacher so that they can actually overcome that difficulty. Now, the third category of questions is an area of outcome or results, because that is why we send them to school. We send them to school because we want results. Yes? So they're going to tell you about their results, and usually they're going to tell you, they're going to put it in terms of whether they are achieving their target, they are above target or below targets. Now, it's important. I would tell my students, parents, what the targets are. So if they don't tell you, you need to find out what the targets are. And if they give you a target that doesn't make sense, ask them to break it down for you. I don't quite get this. What is the equivalent of level 4 or level 5, for example, if that is what is used there? Or if they're performing above national average, what does that mean? Because those are statements that for many parents do not mean much. So you want to bring it down. You want to know what is a national average. Because if they're telling you they're performing according to national average, and usually the national average would be for the similar schools. So you want to find out if your child is in a low achieving school, then the national, and they're comparing it nationally, to other state schools, then you want to find out really whether your child is performing to the standard you believe they should be performing at. So I hope we get that right. So you need to find out what the target is. And if you want to get them to bring it down to numbers, so Miss or Sir or Mr. whatever it is they called, can you put this for me in terms of numbers? Just want to understand it in terms of numbers. Is it a 70%? Is it a 50 or 40 or a 60%? So you really want to know that so that you know, okay, my child is performing above national average. She's at 60%, but I believe there's 70, 80, 90 other kids are doing it. So my child can do it too. And then you can now work with the teacher. That is where you come in to share with your child's teacher what your family's target is for your child. I want my child, the family target for our children is for them to have an A or an A star or a B, whatever it is you have set for your child as a target. And I did say before that, please, let's take this target stepwise. Let's not just set targets that are not realistic, but it's important that you ensure that your child is making progress. So share with your child's teacher what your family target is for your child. And the next question then is, how can I support my child to exceed their target? Or how can I support my child to be able to attain the target we have set for her as a family, because we believe that she's got the ability and we are there to support her. Okay? Teachers like to know that parents are actually keen to support their children achieve their potential. So that is number 6. Question number 7 is, what activities help my child learn better? Or what is my child's preferred learning style? Now, in schools, I'm not sure if it's still practiced, but it used to be where teachers actually take children through a questionnaire to help them identify their learning style. Now, this is a questionnaire that you as a parent can actually download from the internet to help your child identify their learning style. And a learning style simply is a way that a child learns best. Okay, I must stress here that recent research shows that a multi-sensory learning pattern is better, okay, for getting memory, the information seated in long-term memory. It means we use the visual, we use the auditory, we use the kinesthetic, and we use the traditional reading from books. So a combination of all of those is important. And it also prepares children for college and university, because the content there is more intense. So if you're a child that learns kinesthetically, sometimes it becomes impracticable in certain subjects. But it's important though to know how your child learns and to help them understand also how they learn. So that is number 7. And finally, question 8 is, what resources can I use to support my child at home? So there you are becoming a partner with your child's teacher to ensure that they achieve their potential in education. So what resources can you use? What can I do? They may give you some websites. They may give you textbooks that you can use. They could tell you maybe it's past papers and where to get the past papers from. They could tell you maybe other apps that your child can download onto their phone to help them do revision. So they're going to give you that information to help you revise. And I want to say, finally, it's not a question, but please do thank teachers. Being a teacher, a lot of parents don't actually thank teachers for supporting their children. When I go to my children's parents' evening, I thank the teachers for their contribution to my children's lives. And teachers do like to receive those compliments, and they put in more effort to really support your child. So please do thank your child's teacher. And if there were any issues raised in terms of behavior that you want to pick on, you can then talk about the strategies you and your child's teacher can put in place to be able to support that particular behavior. And I would encourage that you actually set deadlines. Say, okay, this is what I think we should do. Okay, and this is the deadline. So let's put them maybe on a monitoring report so that we can help monitor that particular behavior for 2 weeks, for example. And after 2 weeks, then they'll get back in touch with you and tell you whether your child has progressed. It's really important. Otherwise, your trip to parents' evening would have been useless. So always end it. If there are issues, if there are concerns with what is the strategy, what can we do next? How can you help my child? How can I help my child, on the home front to support my child to overcome that behavioral or learning difficulty. And this is really, really important for children that have special educational needs. So I've shared 8 tips there. I'll just quickly run through them for parents who are just joining me. I want to thank you all for joining and for the comments you've written down. If you have any questions, please do type them in. I didn't have the time to read all the comments as they were going. Sometimes it's difficult to catch up with talking and then reading the comments. So if you have any questions that has passed that I've not seen that you want me to answer, please type it up. So many thanks, Pauline. I think I need to listen to you more often. Thank you very much, David Serge. I appreciate you joining. And I'm glad that it is really useful to you. And I believe that it will be useful to many parents then within your community as well. So please do ensure that you share. So I'm going to quickly run through the 8 questions you must ask. So you need to ask a question on how does my child concentrate in lesson? That's the first one. The second thing is, what's your child's behavior like in the lessons? Third question, is my child keen to answer questions in lessons? The fourth question, does my child join in during group activities? The fifth question, what's the quality of my child's classwork and homework? Do they complete it to the best of their ability or to the highest standard? Question 6, how can I support my child to exceed their target? Next, question 7, what activities help my child learn better, or what is my child's preferred learning style? And finally, question 8, what resources can I use to support my child at home? Perky says, good points about appreciating the teachers. Absolutely, because we don't always get the appreciation. And for, in a lot of cases, parents actually ringing or coming to school ready to fight us back. So it's one of those things, but obviously teachers are used to that and they just get on with it. So please, if you have any questions, please feel free to type them in now. Thank you very much for joining in. I pray that you take these strategies and you really run with them. If you know of parents in your contact, please share. It's really vital that all parents connect together, and we work together to support each other and to ensure that our children are maximizing their potential. Mercy says, thanks, Pauline. This is vital and just came in time. I will use it tomorrow for parents' evening. Glad to know that. So that was good timing. Loveline says, thanks for the tip. Thank you, Loveline. And thank you, everyone, for joining in. I would normally want the talk to just be 15 to 20 minutes maximum. I don't want to keep us for too long. I know we're very, very busy as parents. So I want to wish you a very, very lovely Parents should have an open mind during parents' evening. Absolutely. That's, yeah, Vanessa, I do agree with you. Thank you for that comment, Vanessa. Good stuff. So please share. Have a wonderful week ahead, a blessed week ahead, and I will leave you here. Goodbye.